Hello, everyone. Welcome to our session here, 3 Hidden Reasons Why Your System May Be Slow. I'm joined today by Tim Andaya, Senior Technical Consultant for Strategic Systems Group. Tim, let's go ahead and dive in with the first of those 3 hidden reasons. Let's talk a little bit about hardware and infrastructure.
Sure. A lot of times businesses will purchase hardware with a certain task in mind, and then it of course ends up doing more than it originally had planned. And so hardware tends to get pushed a little further along than it should as far as time is concerned. Average lifespan expected for computer hardware is 3 to 5 years. In the field, I encounter systems that have been going on 10 years. That can slow all of your processes down, and rebuilding them or reorganizing them can become difficult or in certain instances economically unfeasible at the time. As technology progresses, we're finding more and more that you get an overutilization or an overloaded network infrastructure. Networks were designed originally were primarily for data, and now we are using them as multimedia transport mechanisms. So essentially you've got your TV running across your network, your voice over IP running across your network. This can lead to overloaded infrastructure, which can slow you down.
That's some great information. Thanks, Tim. So let's dive into kind of the next section here, the ERP or business applications themselves. What are some of the challenges that might slow down the performance from there?
What I encounter most clients where I come in to take a look at how their systems are running is inconsistent or non-existent business application maintenance. Almost all larger enterprise resource planning applications and accounting systems require a certain amount of maintenance, either weekly or monthly, some kind of regular schedule in order to function correctly. And oftentimes these are things that are not done consistently in the businesses, and it's something that we are often helping our customers automate so that they can take care of this or have this taken care of so that they have a minimum of problems related to standard maintenance. And another issue is often you might have an antiquated or an unpatched version of your business application. It's starting to show that it is older, going again back to inconsistent and non-existent business application maintenance. You start to see performance hits. Lookups take longer. Manual entry, someone does a repetitive entry, they hit tab or enter into the next screen, and the system thinks about it because it's got to go through the parts or it's got to go through the services. Things start to slow down. Almost every modern business application runs on some form of database.
Tim, you touched on something that was interesting there, and I wanted to kind of go back to that. But even in the scenario where you've got an internal IT staff or maybe a managed IT provider, is it a scenario where they just don't know, those folks who are doing it just don't necessarily have the expertise in how to maintain the business applications, the ERP solutions, and so that's why maybe some of this isn't being done?
A little bit of both. I came to consulting from the user standpoint. I originally managed a company and handled all of their data, and so I understood the business and I learned the hardware and the software. And in smaller businesses, that's often the case where you have an inexperienced person maintaining things, doing the best that they can. And then as you move up into larger businesses, their in-house staff, they pick what they can afford, and they'll get a hardware person who, again, becomes that sort of quasi-trained database administrator. A dedicated DBA is kind of an expensive person to have around unless you need that kind of expertise in-house at all times. And so again, this is a place where database maintenance tends not to happen all that consistently. In larger organizations where they have the resources, it's less of a problem. Things like that are often pretty common.
Wow, well, this has been fantastic, Tim. Really, really appreciate it. These have been some great tips on, hidden reasons why your ERP solution may be slow. I appreciate the opportunity to chat with you, and look forward to another discussion in the future.